Within Odyssey, you can create an assessment to push out to all of your students or some of your students. And then once they take that assessment, a learning path will be created based on the activities or questions that they have answered. So in order to do this, you need to log on to Odyssey. And then across the top on the toolbar, you're going to click on Assessment and then choose Test Builder. Once you're on this page, you just have to make a couple selections. So for standard set, you want to choose Common Core. For the subject area, you can choose either English Language Arts or Math. And then you're going to choose your grade level. And then you can click Next. So on this page, you're going to get to see all the objectives within the Common Core. You're going to scroll down and choose the area that you want your students to be assessed in. So for example, if you're choosing something like geometry, you want your students to be able to graph points on a coordinate plane, you can choose this entire objective, or you can individually select what you want to choose, or you want them to be tested on. So for this purpose, I'm just going to choose the whole thing, this whole objective right here, and I'm going to click Next. On this page, you'll get to see the actual questions based on the objectives that you chose that your students will be asked. So if I click on the blue links, this is exactly what the student will be asked when they're given the assessment on Odyssey. And you can go through each one. When you're happy with it, you click Next. If you want to add more, you click back and you add more. So on this page, you have to add a name for the test. Just call it sample test. You can give a description that your students will see if you want to tell them what the test is about. You can do that. Then there's this yellow box right here. You want to make sure that you turn off multiple sessions because you really only want the kids taking it once. And then it just automatically changes the early turn-in and just makes it that once they finish it, it'll be turned in. You can also change the mastery score. So if you want to make it so that they have to have a higher mastery level, you can. Otherwise, you can leave it at the standard, which is 70%. And then you would click Yes, or Next, sorry. This shows you the confirmation page, and then from here, it's just going over the objectives that you have chosen to have on the assessment, and you would click Save. And then it brings you over to the assignment page from before, and it's going to show you here's the sample test, and here's the learning path that's going to follow. If you're happy with that, you would select both, and then you would complete assignment. And again, it's going to ask you, do you want sequential, self-select, or auto-launch? You can choose what you want. Typically, with a test, you would want sequential. And then just make sure you choose your subject area, which this was math. And then your grade level. You can leave everything else the same, and then click Next. On this last page, you can either choose to have your entire class take the test, or by clicking on the plus sign, you can choose individual students. And then click Finish, and it'll give you a confirmation. So now when the students log on to Odyssey, they'll see that there's an assessment waiting for them. They can take the assessment right through Odyssey, and then once they're finished with that, a new learning path will be created.